Hello everybody and welcome to the Tartar Zone. This is the Tartar Zone Talks and I'm your host Noel. It seems like the robot revolutions reviews keep getting worse. There isn't a review out there from Variety, but when you go and check out the journalist who has actually done the review, he's a BBC employee, so do not take his review very seriously, because you know, he's the only one that I can see out there that has given this first episode any sort of decent review. The science fiction favourite returns with an episode full of rockets, ray guns and killer robots, but an underlying theme of toxic masculinity. Welcome to Planet of the Incels. Location unconfirmed, but presumably somewhere in the manosphere. It's the family-friendly slot that makes the lurch into gender politics tonally jarring. A hard-hitting Netflix drama is one thing, early evening entertainment is another. One can only imagine young viewers turning to their parents and asking what species these scary sounding incels are, and whether coercive control is a bit like remote control. Good luck answering those grown-ups. This stab at satire is daft, dumb and clumsily done. So RTD again is pushing his own private ideology on the rest of us, and it has turned out to have affected his writing on Doctor Who. And as I said, there is a journalist out there that has done an article for Variety, but he works for the BBC, so of course he's going to defend it. This particular one is from the Telegraph. I did show you one from the Radio Times. Radio Times actually came out and blasted this episode. But it looks like we're getting more nonsense, more ideology pushed on us and any children that are watching this show. Absolutely disgraceful. But look, a lot of us out there are not surprised that this has happened, because our show seems to be getting used by these lunatics, these freaks, for their own agenda and their own benefit, and we've all had enough. And again, I will just point out that if BBC want Doctor Who to continue, well, they must get rid of RTD and Bad Wolf Studios. And if I were Disney, I wouldn't be pumping any more money into this nonsense. Why would Disney take a risk with this, when Disney themselves have tried to steer away from this type of nonsense over the last year or so? The tide is changing, folks, and shows like Doctor Who, the way they're written right now, will have no place in society, because people have had enough of the bullshit. Also, a little message to fans out there. I would urge you fans out there, if you watch this and you feel the same way as the people that have reviewed these episodes, I would ask you and implore you to call RTD out. If you want Doctor Who to remain on TV, then this is what you must do to make that happen. The bottom line is Doctor Who will only succeed when we get someone who wants to do right by this show, and RTD clearly doesn't want to do right by this show. He wants to use it as a platform to push his own narrative. And as I said, a lot of the mainstream audience have walked away. A lot of fans have walked away. They've had enough. And the ones that are hanging on by a thread. Forget about the wokey fans. They will literally support any shy that RTD throws out there. But the real fans are walking away in their droves. Anyway, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon, folks, and have a nice evening. Thank you.